Hey Simon, it's great that you've taken a moment to talk to us at this busy conference today.
Very busy indeed.
What brings you to this event?
Well, thanks for having me on for a bit of a chat, Andrea. Appreciate it. I came to this event on the back of a free ticket, so that's always nice.
The most joyful of
The
things.
most joyful of things. So, yeah, somebody was very kind and gave me a free ticket, said, come along, come and see what it's about. It's the second time that this conference is being held, so I thought I'd come and check it out. I saw lots of people that I know, organizations that I know, so one of these opportunities to come along and talk to people that you know and maybe meet a few that you don't.
Excellent. Amazing. I'm always surprised by just showing up and walking around. You suddenly gravitate to all the people in the industry.
Very true.
Have you been here for both days?
Yes, I was here yesterday as well.
So what would you say is the vibe of the event?
I mean, it is vibey. It's very, very busy. And so, it's been very interesting. You know, I see the gimmicky stuff that attracts people to a conference. You know, we had the Formula One car with a tire change, which obviously I had to try out.
Oh, cool. I haven't found that yet.
3.2 seconds.
Oh, excellent.
There you go.
Got to be virtual.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Not as fast as it should be, but good. And you see that sort of thing, but then you go to some of the sessions and you start getting the feeling that people here are talking about some really consequential things. They're talking about AI in a very kind of real world way, talking about legal tech in a very real world way, which gets beyond the hype, which I think is really interesting. So yesterday's sessions were fascinating. I was able to go to just one, but I sort of peeked into a couple of other ones.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really
I think
good.
there's a lot of, I too have sessions sampled.
Yeah.
So I popped into a couple to try and get the vibe of it. I'm interested in the aspect of change and what it is that somebody can do in a law firm to actually move change forward. And I noticed that you've come out of a large legal tech and you have your own organisation now. So tell us a little bit about Delphi.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, plug Delphi. I spent 17 years working for Elite, implementing the 3E software with law firms worldwide, so large, medium-sized law firms, Magic Circle ones. And so I know the legal industry really well. And I know the kind of problems that law firms come to a legal tech provider with. And so for me, it was really interesting to come here and see not only the tech providers, but the law firms that I know coming to this event, trying to get more information about the things that concern them. So it's fascinating to see the way in which some law firms are really struggling with the concept of AI. How does it fit into our business model? How do we make it work for us? And I think the key element there is to really listen. You know, I think a lot of AI is, as my former colleague Patrick Hurley put it to me this morning, he said it's a solution looking for a problem.
And it's that hammer. It's a hammer that must be like Minecraft. It's that thing that's out there like, we're just desperate. Yep.
Exactly. And so when you can find a focused use for it, where the lawyers who are going to use it, or if it's finance people or admin people in the law firm who are going to use it, can really see the benefit. What's in it for me? And I'm not afraid of it. That's, I think, what's going to come out of this conference more than anything else, I feel, from the sessions I've attended anyway.
So what's Delphi's role in this whole world of legal tech?
We offer change management as one of our services. So what we'll help law firms do is look at their entire tech stack and say, how does that look from a holistic point of view? Where is AI going to fit into that? Where is 3E's financial management software going to fit into that? Where is iManage going to fit into that, right? Because a lot of the time these projects that law firms undertake are driven by the C-suite coming to these conferences and going, we're really excited.
Yeah, we must have a...
We must have, exactly. Yeah. We must have this thing.
Stuffed rabbit that goes with it.
Exactly, right? Or the Lego set.
Or the Lego set.
And so they don't see it as something that fits into the holistic picture of what the law firm is trying to achieve as a business. And I think because law firms are becoming more commercially aware than they were perhaps 10 years ago when I started really getting into doing these implementations, they are becoming more aware of the fact that these things need to fit in. They need to fit together and serve a purpose that is for the benefit of the whole firm.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, something that will probably come out of particularly Legal Tech Talk as a conference is that holistic view. People starting to see more of how this plugs in rather than, it's a cool project that we're just doing on its own.
Generic cool to something useful.
Yeah.
So if you were to pick on a change that you think this industry is likely to make next, around whatever that is, whether that's
Yeah.
technology or structural, or is there something that comes to mind about what you predict will be the next big shift?
I don't like using crystal balls because you're going to be wrong. The obvious thing to say is AI, but I think AI, rather than being something that is seen as kind of movie AI, right? It does everything. It's going to take my job and it's going to replace me. I think people will become more and more used to it, to the extent that we got used to cell phones and the extent that we got used to the internet. You know, I'm a millennial, so, you know, I grew up in that generation where if you wanted to install software, you had to have a stack of floppy disks this high. But you become used to that. You become used to things. And so I think within the next 5 to 7 years, we're just going to see AI as another thing. It's just a thing that is part of our lives. It's embedded into our world. It already is. Most people don't seem to think of Amazon Alexa as an AI, but it is. Siri is an AI.
Yeah.
So Spotify, right?
Exactly.
All of these things that we use every day that we take for granted and that we have so much fun with. Those are AI tools. And so as long as people realize that most of AI is really narrow and it's focused on doing a specific thing, I think they'll overcome the fear and the misapprehensions that exist around it. So I think that's the big move for law firms, is AI will become embedded. It'll become a tool that is just part of how lawyers operate. Now, what that's going to involve is going to be some growing pains, right? Because the efficiencies that law firms will get out of AI will become a driver for changing how law firms price their services, how they advertise their services, how open and transparent they are with their clients about we're using AI for some of our services. And I think all of that, all of those difficult conversations are happening now and will happen more over the next, I would say, 2 to 5 years. But beyond that, I think it'll just become, as I say, embedded.
Very good.
It's part of life.
I know. We live in interesting times.
We certainly do. Chinese curse, I think.
It is.
It
is. May you live in interesting times. Simon, thank you. I'm so glad you stopped by, and we appreciate you sharing your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you for having a word with me. I appreciate it.